Have you ever woken up with that unsettling tingling sensation? Or that stubborn numbness in your feet? A feeling that just lingers, making every step feel uncertain. Perhaps you've dismissed it as just part of getting older, a minor inconvenience that you simply have to live with. But what if I told you that for many of us, especially as we get a little wiser, this discomfort isn't just random, and it might actually be made worse by some surprising foods that you consider healthy. We often think of fruits as universally good for us, bursting with vitamins and natural sweetness. And while many are indeed wonderful, there are a few that, for folks over 60, can unfortunately contribute to that very numbness and discomfort in your feet. It's a painful reality for so many, feeling that loss of sensation, that worry about balance, or simply the constant annoyance of pins and needles. The secret isn't to cut out all fruit, but to understand which ones and why they might be silently worsening a common issue many seniors face. In this video, we're going to uncover 6 surprising fruits that could be playing a role in that foot numbness and how making just a few simple adjustments can make a world of difference. Watch to the end for something that will truly surprise you about managing your senior health. Even now, let's dive right into the first fruits that might be contributing to that uncomfortable numbness in your feet. You might be surprised to hear that we're starting with bananas and mangoes. Yes, these tropical delights, often praised for their potassium and vitamins, can be a hidden culprit when it comes to nerve discomfort for seniors. The key here isn't that they're inherently bad, but rather their relatively high sugar content, particularly when they're very ripe. When we talk about numbness in the feet, we're often looking at issues related to nerve health and circulation, which are profoundly affected by blood sugar levels. For someone over 60, our bodies don't always process sugars as efficiently as they once did. A sudden spike in blood sugar, even from natural fruit sugars like fructose, can trigger an inflammatory response in the body. This inflammation, over time, can damage delicate nerve endings, particularly those in the furthest parts of our body, like our feet. Think of it like a delicate electrical wire. Constant exposure to inflammatory agents can fray that wire, leading to poor signal transmission, which manifests as numbness, tingling, or even pain. Bananas, especially the larger, riper ones, are packed with natural sugars. A medium banana can contain around 14 grams of sugar. Mangoes, while delicious and juicy, are even higher. A single cup of sliced mango can pack nearly 23 grams of sugar. Consuming these regularly, especially without balancing them with protein or healthy fats, can lead to these repeated blood sugar spikes. It's not about avoiding them entirely, but understanding their impact. For instance, if you love a banana in your morning smoothie, try using a smaller, less ripe banana. Or combine it with a spoonful of almond butter and some chia seeds. The fiber, protein, and fat will help slow down the absorption of that sugar, making it less impactful on your blood sugar levels. For mangoes, perhaps enjoy a smaller portion as an occasional treat rather than a daily staple. Consider pairing it with a handful of nuts or a small serving of plain Greek yogurt. The important thing is to be mindful of the quantity and frequency. Instead of a large, very ripe banana every morning, maybe switch to half a banana a few times a week, or choose fruits with a lower glycemic load. This isn't about deprivation, but about smart substitution and moderation. For those living with prediabetes or existing diabetic neuropathy, managing these sugar spikes becomes even more critical. The nerve damage associated with diabetes often begins with chronic high blood sugar, and while natural, fruit sugars still contribute to this overall burden. So, while a banana might seem like a healthy snack, its impact on your blood sugar and subsequent potential for inflammation needs to be carefully considered as you navigate your senior years and strive for optimal nerve health. It's about being proactive and making informed choices that support your body's unique needs now. This gentle adjustment can truly make a difference in how your feet feel day to day. Next, we'll talk about another surprising category of fruits that might be contributing to your foot discomfort, and it's one many people mistakenly believe is universally beneficial. Moving on from those sweet tropical delights, let's talk about another surprising category that might be silently worsening that foot numbness. or dried fruits, things like raisins, dried cranberries, dates, and dried apricots. Now, these often get a pass as a healthy snack, packed with fiber and nutrients. But here's the catch for our senior audience: they are incredibly concentrated sources of sugar. When fruit is dried, its water content is removed, which shrinks it down to a small, often chewy bite. But the natural sugars become highly concentrated. For example, a small handful of raisins can contain as much sugar as a significantly larger portion of fresh grapes. Dates are notoriously high in sugar, with just 2 medjool dates containing around 33 grams of sugar. Why is this problematic for numbness in your feet? It goes back to that delicate balance of blood sugar and its impact on your nervous system and circulation. Just like ripe bananas and mangoes, a rapid influx of highly concentrated sugars from dried fruits can lead to swift and significant blood sugar spikes. These spikes, especially when they occur frequently, contribute to systemic inflammation and can directly damage the small blood vessels and nerves, a condition often associated with peripheral neuropathy. Our nerves rely on a steady supply of nutrients and oxygen, delivered via healthy blood flow. When blood vessels are compromised by inflammation and sugar damage, this supply becomes erratic, leading to nerve dysfunction. Imagine a garden hose that's constantly getting kinked or having its water pressure surge and drop. The plants at the end won't thrive. That's a bit like what happens to your nerves for seniors, whose circulatory systems might already be facing age-related wear and tear. These sugar spikes can be particularly taxing. Furthermore, many commercially dried fruits often have added sugars on top of their naturally concentrated ones, exacerbating the problem. Always check the label if you enjoy dried fruit. It's not about cutting them out entirely, but being extremely mindful of portion sizes. Instead of a large handful, maybe just a few pieces as a very occasional treat. Better yet, swap them out for their fresh counterparts. A small bowl of fresh grapes offers hydration and fiber, and the sugars are released much more slowly due to the water content. Fresh cranberries or apricots provide a similar nutrient profile with far less sugar per serving. Think about it. How many raisins would you eat compared to how many grapes? The volume difference is huge, yet the sugar content could be surprisingly similar, or even higher for the dried version. So, if you're experiencing numbness, reconsider those seemingly innocent dried fruit snacks. They might be setting off a chain reaction in your body that's contributing to your discomfort. It's about nourishing your body with balance. And speaking of balance, let's now turn our attention to another common fruit that might be secretly undermining your efforts to alleviate foot numbness, especially when consumed in certain forms. Continuing our discussion on fruits that might be silently worsening numbness in your feet, let's now talk about fruit juices, even the 100% natural ones, and then move on to canned fruits in syrup, DAO. Many people believe that 100% fruit juice is just as good as eating whole fruit. But for seniors, especially those struggling with nerve discomfort, this couldn't be further from the truth. When you juice a fruit, you strip away most of its beneficial fiber. This fiber is crucial because it helps slow down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream. Without that fiber, the concentrated sugar from the fruit goes straight into your system, leading to a rapid and significant blood sugar spike. Think of it this way. To make 1 glass of orange juice, you might need 3 or 4 oranges. Would you typically eat 3 or 4 oranges in one sitting? Probably not. But drinking their juice is easy, and you're consuming all that sugar without the buffering effect of the fiber. These sharp blood sugar spikes are a primary driver of inflammation and oxidative stress, which are incredibly damaging to the delicate nerves and small blood vessels in your feet. Over time, this cumulative damage can lead to or worsen conditions like peripheral neuropathy, manifesting as numbness, tingling, or even burning sensations. Your nerves need a stable, consistent environment to function optimally, not a roller coaster of sugar highs and lows. The body interprets these high sugar loads as stress, leading to a cascade of reactions that can impede nerve communication and blood flow. It's a bit like trying to run an engine on fuel that keeps surging and cutting out. Eventually, the engine will suffer. Instead of fruit juice, opt for whole fruits. When you eat a whole orange, you get all the fiber, which helps regulate blood sugar, promotes gut health, and keeps you feeling fuller longer. If you simply can't resist a taste of juice, try diluting it heavily with water or sparkling water, and consume it only in very small portions, perhaps as a treat rather than a daily habit. Now, let's consider potar canned fruits, especially those packed in heavy syrup. Whoosh! This category presents a double whammy for your nerve health. First, like fruit juice, the processing often reduces the fiber content and can diminish some of the delicate nutrients. But the biggest issue is the added sugar. Canned peaches, pears, or fruit cocktails swimming in heavy syrup are essentially dessert in a can, while the fruit itself might be innocent. The syrup they're preserved in is pure sugar. This added sugar content dramatically increases the overall sugar load of the fruit, making it even more detrimental to blood sugar stability than even fresh high-sugar fruits. For someone experiencing foot numbness, consuming these regularly is akin to pouring gasoline on a smoldering fire. The excessive sugar directly contributes to systemic inflammation, damages blood vessels, and accelerates nerve damage. It creates an environment in your body that makes it incredibly difficult for your nerves to heal or function properly. It's a quick route to sugar overload without much nutritional benefit. If you do reach for canned fruit, always look for options in water or in natural juice with no added sugars. Even then, remember that the fruit itself might have a higher sugar content than some other fresh fruit options. The best approach is always fresh or frozen whole fruits. Frozen fruits, without added sugar, retain their nutritional value and are a fantastic, convenient option for smoothies or simply thawed and enjoyed. So, to combat that persistent foot numbness, seriously, consider cutting back on fruit juices and swapping out canned fruits and syrup for their fresh or unsweetened frozen counterparts. It's a simple change that can have a profound impact on managing your blood sugar and supporting your nerve health, leading you toward more comfort and mobility in your daily life. It truly makes a difference. And finally, let's explore the last two fruits that might be contributing to your discomfort. And understanding these will bring everything we've discussed full circle. Finally, let's talk about the last two fruits that, when consumed regularly or in large quantities, can exacerbate that troublesome numbness in your feet. First, we need to address grapes, especially some of the very sweet varieties, and second, pineapple. Both are delicious, refreshing, and often thought of as healthy snacks, but their impact on blood sugar and subsequent nerve health can be significant for seniors. Grapes, particularly red or green seedless varieties, are little pockets of concentrated, natural sugar. While they do contain beneficial antioxidants, their glycemic index is relatively high, meaning they can cause your blood sugar to rise quickly. A single cup of grapes can contain around 15 grams of sugar. For someone over 60 whose body might already be dealing with age-related insulin resistance or pre-existing circulatory challenges, these quick sugar surges are problematic. Each spike contributes to the overall burden on your blood sugar regulation system, leading to more inflammation and potential damage to those tiny capillaries and nerve endings in your feet. Think about it. It's easy to pop handful after handful of grapes without realizing just how much sugar you're consuming. They're so small and convenient. This accumulation of sugar, even from a natural source, can mimic the effects of a diet high in processed sugars, silently contributing to nerve dysfunction and that persistent numbness. It's not about avoiding them entirely, but rather being extremely mindful of portion control. Instead of a large bowl, perhaps enjoy a small cluster of grapes as an occasional treat. Better yet, pair them with a source of healthy fat or protein, like a few almonds or a small piece of cheese. This helps to slow down the sugar absorption and mitigate the blood sugar spike, giving your body a gentler rise and fall. Now, let's turn our attention to pineapple. This tropical fruit is beloved for its sweet and tangy flavor, and it contains bromelain, an enzyme often touted for its anti-inflammatory properties. However, for all its potential benefits, pineapple is also remarkably high in sugar. A single cup of fresh pineapple chunks can contain over 16 grams of sugar. While bromelain might offer some anti-inflammatory effects, the sheer volume of sugar it delivers can counteract those benefits, especially concerning nerve health. Just like grapes, The rapid influx of sugar from pineapple can lead to significant blood sugar spikes, fueling inflammation and putting stress on your circulatory system. Remember, healthy blood flow is vital for delivering oxygen and nutrients to your nerves and for removing waste products. When this flow is compromised by sugar-induced inflammation and damaged blood vessels, your nerves suffer, and numbness can be a direct symptom. For someone already experiencing nerve discomfort, adding more high-sugar fruits like pineapple, especially regularly, could be inadvertently worsening the very issue you're trying to alleviate. If you love pineapple, consider enjoying it in very small portions, perhaps as part of a larger, balanced meal, rather than as a standalone snack. Fresh berries, like blueberries, raspberries, or blackberries, offer similar antioxidant benefits with significantly less sugar and more fiber, making them a much friendlier choice for managing blood sugar and supporting nerve health. So, to recap these 6 fruits that deserve a second look, if you're experiencing foot numbness, we've talked about very ripe bananas and mangoes, dried fruits like raisins and dates, all types of fruit juices, canned fruits and syrup, and finally, grapes and pineapple. The common thread here isn't that these fruits are inherently bad, but rather their concentrated sugar content and the impact they can have on your blood sugar levels and subsequent nerve and circulatory health, especially as we age. Remember, small, informed changes can truly make a big difference in your health and happiness. You don't have to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Start by swapping out one high-sugar fruit for a lower-sugar alternative each day, or simply reducing your portion sizes. Listen to your body and how it responds. This isn't about deprivation. It's about empowerment and making choices that allow you to live your best life, free from unnecessary discomfort. Your feet carry you through life, and they deserve your careful attention and nourishment. I hope this information empowers you to make thoughtful choices about what you eat. If you've experienced numbness in your feet, or if you've found that cutting back on certain foods has made a difference for you, please share your experiences in the comments below. Your insights could help someone else who's going through the same thing. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more practical and encouraging advice on living your healthiest, happiest life at every age. You are capable of incredible things, and every small step you take towards better health is a victory worth celebrating. Live your best life at every age.